You're absolutely right, but I'm gonna be completely frank here. All right, when I'm dead tired, like a dead tired, right? I mean, I know I'm not the only one out there,
No.
right? I grunt like a motherfucker.
ALFA Relations, driving change forward.
Hey guys, welcome back to ALFA Relations. I'm Alex and I am joined with Luca and Alan. This is also my return as I had to absent myself.
You have to check out.
Whatever. I couldn't be here last week or 2 weeks ago, I should say. So it's good to be back. So this week we're going to be talking about a few different life skills that each of us think is important for young people such as ourselves to have. So yeah, we're just gonna pretty much get into it. What's up, guys?
I'm pretty good. I'm feeling like what my name is here.
What's your name?
What is my name, Alex?
Yeah.
What's your name, or rather, what do those words symbolize right now?
Oh my gosh.
My name in today's podcast is Bitch.
Nice.
To encompass the mood that's going on right now.
All caps.
All
All
caps.
Emphasis is very important here.
So, hey guys, I'm Bitch, and I'm joined by LD, the Bitch, the third, and Papa Bitch. So, what's up?
I changed it out of solidarity, and I figured this is a family unit, so it's very important that we play on the roles that we've been assigned here.
Yes.
All right. Oh gosh, love it. But to answer your question, Alex, I'm pretty good. I can't complain. I think it's a fantastic idea. That we're going to be talking about certain life skills. And the best part about it, everything. There's a skill in everything. And I'm going to throw out a little bit of cheese out there for all of us. Okay, so a life skill, a skill. I did kung fu several years ago at Dawson. Kung fu literally means I'm about to bring some old wise words from my sensei, my sifu. How'd it go again? Give me a moment. I do need to remember. I'm kidding. It came back to me, right? Kung fu is literally the definition of a skill gained through hard work, of sorts. But the funny thing is, a lot of the stuff that we do, it's unconscious in what we consider to be a skill, or maybe we do see something, but it can be rather daunting. People have, certain negative tendencies like fear or anxiety towards performing such skills, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's within your own life, right? So I think this would be fun, to take a little dive into it. It touches on so many things, but hey. We'll get there. Luca, how are you?
I'm good, y'all. I'm excited. It's always nice to do these recordings, so I'm excited. We have a few things. This could be like a 2-part episode, honestly. We're probably going to have to do another one of these down the road because there's a lot of life skills that we could talk about right now. But yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to record.
I agree. Look, just by how we started this episode, we already practiced one, and that's honesty regarding one's mood and awareness, right? That's it. How many people can get up and be like, hey, how you feeling? Well, I'm kind of bitchy today, to be honest with you, Yeah. You know what I mean? Most people be like, I'm fine. Why are you asking? I'm kidding. It depends on the person. But yes, I think that's a good idea, Luca.
What is going on?
I don't know, yo. I drank wine and I'm sleepy, so it's a bad combo.
Oh, that's okay. All right. Well, you know what? I don't mind starting off. Because with the inspiration, I was having dinner earlier, and I was talking, with my partner and about certain skills, that young adults, right, just a lack of, or maybe do not have this the grasp, a firm grasp on. And particularly we were discussing cooking, because we made we're not that we're tired, but we typically on most nights, most days, we're out making pretty nutritious meals and whatnot, and we enjoy that process, right? We know how to conduct ourselves in a kitchen. I think most people, actually, I don't know, but I would like to think that a good chunk of people out there know how to do so. But then again, I also know a good chunk of people that don't know how to do so, right? And we made, just prepared simple stuff, a few things in the frying pan, something in the oven, and within 10, 15 minutes, it's all done, voila. But there I am thinking, just like, well, you know what? I mean, cooking is one skill, especially when you're living on your own. The first couple of months or the first couple of years, if you don't have that skill in particular, that's rather tough, and yes, I mean, there's a stereotype that exists where students just live on their ramen noodles, and their dumplings and whatnot. Not gonna lie, I did have some dumplings tonight, all right. But that being said, right, I mean, it's so true, they're so limited, right? Some of the people actually are, because they didn't build that up, or maybe it's because of where they're coming from, or they didn't take the time, or there was a lack of interest. There could be a multitude of factors that, for why, they lack such a skill. But I mean, this is just one particular one that it is absolutely crucial, right? To have, especially in the context of one living on their own. This is one that's very important to me because, as I've discussed, I recently moved out not too long ago. I'm going into 3 months, living on my own here. It's been fantastic, but it's no picnic, Now I'm in charge of all my groceries. I'm in charge of, going out to buy them, to prepare them, taking out my trash, making sure that the cleanliness of my environment is maintained, the upkeep, right? Yeah. If something breaks, well, like, I mean, you got to fix it, or of course talk to your landlord. But there's a lot riding on all of that, and that's you, right? I don't know. I grew up, where I was always encouraged, to not to figure things out for myself, but to try things out for myself, and I was literally given, tools as a kid. I remember my mom giving me this little black screwdriver kit, I still have up to this day. And I remember being 9 years old and receiving that, and I didn't know how to properly use a screwdriver or the different bits that go with that. Hey, Luca, I'm being serious here.
I know.
Okay? Gosh, I'm being emotionally vulnerable.
Sorry, Alan.
It's okay. I forgive you. Don't worry. No. Oh, you fucking kill me. Anyway, but the point to where I'm getting at with that is that, I mean, I grew up in an environment where that was all welcomed, right? Right? It was encouraged. And I'm very happy about that because that translates to how I live life now, right? I woke up every morning, for, you go grade 1 to grade 11, that's 17, 18 years of your life, depending. And there was a strict regimen every morning up by 7 a.m., made my lunchbox, make sure the dogs were walked, and like, I mean, you got up, you brush your teeth, you make your bed, you put your clothes on, you're out the door, right? And I'm very happy that such, I mean, they're not hard. It's not hard because it took practice. And I found that that's what helped me in particular, knowing that if you do bit by bit, day after day, it does get a bit better. Because I've had certain moments where I've woken up. What the fuck did you send in the chat there? What did you say?
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Go on now.
Is that a shot? I don't get it.
I'm confused too.
No. Oh my god.
What don't they completely understand?
Alan literally said something to you, and then you went like this, like, to the camera.
It's because it turned so dark so quickly.
Oh
My man turned it so seriously.
So I thought you just didn't understand. I was like,
no.
Well, I also was on board with him not understanding the bits and screwdrivers and shit.
What? I'm fucking dead, man.
my bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's all good.
All right. Are we understand?
I understood. It's just Luca's face was literally like,
Luca, you got to quit drinking, buddy. That's not a good life skill to have.
oh god.
Oh shit. Anyway, so yeah, the point to where I'm getting at is, if particularly in one's own independent life, especially within your household, right? You have things like food, you have cleanliness, you have the hygiene, you have your own hygiene, right? And the upkeep of your place. That's a lot, to all look after, and certain skills are required for that. You don't need to be the best cook. You don't need to know how to, be Mr. Clean here, getting a good groove on in your hips as you clean. No, you just need to take care of your stuff, right? And that starts slowly. It's not rocket science. If you look at it and you feel confused by it, if you feel anxious to start somewhere, that's okay. That's okay. Start with the first immediate thing that just comes to your mind. If it's cleaning, okay, fine. What do you want to clean first, right? I don't know. Maybe you see, I'm just going to throw it out. Maybe it's a filthy bathroom. Take care of the bathroom first. Or maybe it's you got to vacuum your carpet. Pick one. Just pick one and just do it. Cross it off your list, right? Anyway, and it's just chipping away, essentially. And I think that's what particularly helps in terms of that process. Take one thing, just narrow it down, and just work at it. All right? Now, if we really want to just, break it down even more, for those, if you don't know how to use a vacuum, I'm not, trying to sound condescending or anything, but there's some people out there, I shit you not, that don't know. They don't know. They don't know how to do their own laundry either, And there's some grown adults out there that still do not know certain things.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is. Anyway, look it up. Something called the internet. It's called YouTube. You watch a 2-minute tutorial, you will be a master of, certain arts, within an hour span, right? Or ask a friend, but I get that. Maybe that's a bit, embarrassing. I don't know. A lot could be going through you, but I think that's where it starts. Take one thing, break it away. So for me, knowing in my own space, I mean, not that I haven't done this before, but take your trash out, buddy. Replace the garbage can, put a bit of Lysol, because if not, by the end of the week, your place is going to smell like, fish is rotting or whatnot, Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I don't want that, right? So it's up for you to get up, and employ, certain behaviors, right? Certain regimens, make that a part of your life. So yeah, I think just stuff like that, and if you don't know, then just start off with one thing. That's my biggest suggestion. It's not complicated. It's rather simple, but sometimes the most simple things are the most challenging to tackle.
Interesting.
I think with everything you're saying, I think one thing that's really helpful as a I guess a life skills might be just your time management and being able to come up with routines with everything, even in regard to cleaning, or even maybe your own grocery shopping and stuff. Having that routine where you're sort of, you have that time scheduled to either go out and get those groceries, or have that time, the meal prep for the week, and then everything with cleaning, because a lot of things with cleaning, a lot of time it's easy to fall apart on maybe your routine and stuff, or whatever on your cleaning routine. So if you have a scheduled time and stuff all planned out, it's a lot easier to, I guess, go about everyday life and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something when you start, I guess, as you get older and you start doing your own groceries, or you start I guess maybe planning out more your meals, I think it is important just to take that time to plan everything out before you go to the grocery store, and really plan out your week, because a lot of food does go, I find, wasted and stuff when you just sort of go there and just buy stuff, because you're not going to necessarily eat everything for the most part if it's not planned within your I guess weekly schedule of what you're going to eat throughout the week and stuff. So that's one thing we I've sort of started doing and stuff. We've done in my house a lot. It's sort of plan out your meals for the week, and then we go to the store and specifically buy those things.
Nice.
So that so after I find I don't know, things go way smoother in the week. The rest of the week, usually today we cook a bunch of different things and stuff, and throughout the week, pretty much just you get home from work or whatever, and you just pretty much that's your meal ready and stuff. So it saves a lot of time too. So that time management's big.
Oh, okay. So I see now. Now I understand why you relate to tonight's recording.
Oh, I was late.
The shade? Oh.
I heard relate.
No. Gosh, I'm kidding. I'll busting your chops, but I think you're right. And I have a question for you there, good sir Luca. Knowing now that you are working full time, Monday to Friday, right? How do you coordinate yourself? You know, do you do so more in the morning regarding the certain tasks like food prep, as well as cooking, right? Or do you do that later on? Do you do that on your time off? You know, what's that like for you?
Well, usually like meal prep's always the night before. Like anything for lunch or planning out like everything for the next day is usually the night before. Just because in the morning, like it's really just get up, get ready, drink a smoothie and pretty much dip. You know, that's usually the routine these days. But yeah, I think like I said, like just like because also I'm working now, time is like I guess a lot harder to like get a hold on these days. So you just sort of have to plan out everything and actually prep everything, because or else you're pretty much running around and forgetting to do things and stuff. So
Goddamn.
that's the routine right now.
I hear that. Alex, were you looking off at perhaps a calendar on the wall as Luca was just talking about this? You were.
I have like a million calendars and like to-do lists and stuff so that I keep on task. So a reminder is actually what popped up, not a calendar, but yeah, I got caught off by this reminder to
Isn't that funny?
to
what we
like
did there?
do my stuff tomorrow, like at work and all that. So I was like,
Oh
ooh.
gosh, this episode is just gonna make people anxious. Oh.
Checking to-do lists, forgetting something.
Honestly, if you don't remember your stuff, get a to-do list, because I bet you half the time people forget things because they don't write them down.
That's true. That is true. We've
Writing
been
it
over
down
that
is like
before.
an important step.
Yeah, no, it is true. The other day, hopefully they don't listen to it.
That's always a bad start to a
No,
sentence.
just listen to me. Just listen. You know. Well, if they do listen, at least they know that I'm a very open, vulnerable person. Okay. Anyway, I had a job interview. It went well. You know, for working for a nationwide health group clinic. Across Canada, for a pretty nice position, you know, that relates to social work, you know. Anyway, I won't get into the details, but the point was there was a question regarding, you know, how I go about organizing myself. You both know me, all right, and that I go with the flow, you know. I don't stress about stuff like that because I have a lot of, confidence and self-belief in my own ways, which do prove to be effective. But yes, I mean, I do believe you take on more responsibility, you have more things on your plate in life. It does help to, clear that up by perhaps writing things down, categorizing them, compartmentalizing, what have you, put it on a calendar or put it on an agenda. Well, I told, a potential future employer, that I do both, which I wasn't exactly.
That's just a straight up lie. Employer, if you're listening to this podcast, Alan's a liar.
Oh boy, Thank you, Alex, for that.
He has the ability to do so, though.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's what counts. That's what counts, right? Speaking of which, we came up with the perfect tagline to put on my LinkedIn,
Oh, God.
I'll mention it in a moment. Anyway, you're going to love it. But point being, like it means like, yeah, like I got access to an agenda and a calendar, I'm not, it wasn't a complete lie, because I do keep like my own mental agenda. Okay. But it doesn't prove to be as effective because Alex, I do think you're right, and I would agree, writing it down, right, does make a difference because, as we discussed before, that holds you accountable, right? If it's up in front of you, which I do need to practice more of, it does make a difference, it does, and a calendar, I have been using that more because, well, I need to have that interview. So I'm like, I better put this on my phone, just in case. Yep. That's it.
Yo, the phone calendar has legit been pretty much my guide throughout these last few weeks.
It's a guide
it's
for
a
most
blessing,
people.
yo.
It is because you can sync it with most applications these days.
Yeah, pretty much everything's more or less connected through the account and everything. So
that's right.
It's been my way of like staying organized and staying on task with everything.
Alex is looking at her calendar.
So she's stressing right now. He's big plans with that.
People are not going to appreciate this episode. I swear. You know, like people tune in, they tell us like, yeah, I really like listening to you guys. Like, I mean, it's good. I'm just messing around now, you know, like, I mean, I listen, you know, to calm down, to hear these good, nice ideas. And it's very supportive what you have to say. Like, imagine the next feedback we get on the next episode. Like, I did not like that. I am antsy as fuck right now. Like,
Listen, I don't want to stress anybody out. You know, it's just work. You got some stuff I forgot to do.
oh shit. Well, there you go. Well, you know what?
Fine.
Hey,
There's
you're
always the
welcome.
morning.
Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. Don't worry. It's still the weekend as far as we know.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Anyway. Yeah, so the funny thing, you know, regarding myself, my personality, you know, yesterday we came up with it at our friend's food drive, right? Our good sir Graham's, and we had a fantastic time, you know, and I was working at the dairy station with our, you know, other good friend Maria Stanici. And long story short, what we're up there doing, in other words, like we had to make space, you know, to clear up the table. And well, there was one way of going about it, which would have taken more time, and then there was my way. And I literally just move all the product of bags, the dairy products, I just swoosh them across the table, you know, like a madman. But it worked, right? It was rough, but it worked, okay? And then I said, you know what? You know, that's how I roll. You know, I'm rough around the edges, but I get the job done, right? And then just like that, okay, that is a perfect LinkedIn tagline right there.
You're so funny.
With this smile, with this face and that smile.
Oh my
You're
god.
so funny.
Yep.
That's so fitting.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. No, I'm quite impressed by it, you know.
That's a great one.
It is very much me. I think it's very honest too, you know, to future employers and business associates and whatnot.
Accurate.
Accurate, very accurate.
Accurate.
I'm not gonna lie. All right. Anyway, that's my 2-piece.
2-piece chicken nugget.
Talk about chicken nuggets. Financing. So you can have your chicken nuggets. I think
What type
You have your
segue.
chicken nuggets and eat it too.
What type of segue is that, Luca? No. Continue. You started. You have to finish.
That was going places. I feel
that
it.
was going, yeah, because
Okay.
that was my whole thing. So you can have your chicken nuggets. You gotta finance, Alan, getting into life skills.
Okay. Okay.
The
Let's hear it.
financing as
Let's hear
a, I guess, early 20s adult. You know, financing is something that
Keep rolling.
I guess financing is something that, you know, I got to be a little more aware of. And we had our episode with Future Me Ready a few episodes ago that was really useful. So if anybody
That's right.
missed that, go check it out if you're interested in some financing, if you're a young adult or in your adolescence, because
Or an old adult. If y'all need
guess-
help
yeah, I
with
guess-
your finances.
I guess like her episode was really really held some really good advice and stuff, especially like the whole, you know, keeping that cushion for yourself and or making sure that you take care of everything. But so after that, pretty much all the extra money is more or less just, you know, for yourself. Pretty much make sure your savings is done, make sure all your you know, priorities are in order, and after you have your money for your pleasure for your like chicken nuggets and stuff, and that, see, that was my segue.
Beautiful.
And just the importance of, like, I guess, like I said, like we said in that episode, the budgeting and stuff, and that's something I've been trying to work on, especially as I
Likewise.
I guess I'm trying to just save now, right? You know, so I guess that's just sort of been the goal. So, you know, taking the time to, you know, and I guess it goes back to like just, you know, being more organized with stuff, like the whole time management thing. That was sort of the theme I was bringing up before, but like, you know, just being more organized and taking the time to really think through your I guess finances and what you're actually buying, and have a plan going forward with you know, your finances and saving money. And we're gonna have episodes coming forward where we're gonna have more advice on all that too, and we're excited to bring that to you guys also. But yeah, that was my piece on finances and chicken nuggets.
I like that. You know, the importance of chicken nuggets and finance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Working title episode. Or
How to
you know,
finance for your chicken nuggets.
how to finance for your chicken nuggets. You know?
Yeah, because you gotta get your priorities covered.
Of course, of course.
Get your savings going,
Absolutely.
and then you have your money after for yourself, whatever happiness.
That sounds good. You know, the last few weeks though, I've actually been applying that method, the 50-30-20. You know, I like
Ooh,
it.
true.
It's actually good.
That was the name of it. True.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think it helps to not debunk, but it helps to make your whole way of going about things. You know, because for me, at times it has seemed like a scramble of where I want to be diverting. But I think it's a good rule of thumb. You know, just like that 50. You know, is going towards, you know, like your essentials. You got it covered. You're good. You know. You're 30 for your, I guess, your soon to be immediate wants or desires, you know, and you're 20 thinking of long term you or midterm you, what have you, right?
Yeah.
No. So so far so good. You know, it's not complicated, and I think that's the lovely part about it, right?
Yeah, it just takes the time just to, I guess, organize and get yourself in order with what
Yes, sir.
what everything gets allocated to.
True. True. You know, but you know what? I think, I mean, here we are talking about all this, but there's a big aspect that goes to all of this. You know, one big one. Alex,
The
what is
biggest
what
of
is
them
the
all.
biggest? You know, we cannot do any of this without, you know, the most important thing here.
Yes, which is communication skills, which is what we
Bingo.
do every time, you know, we're on this podcast. We communicate.
true.
So we hold some type of communication skills. But one of the reasons why like I wanted to bring this up in this episode is just because communication is in our everyday life. Like there's no escaping it, whether it's with your, you know, family, friends, at work, literally every day you're always communicating. So it's something that's important, I feel like, to be good at. So communication encompasses multiple things, and in our program, so in human relations, like we learned a lot about like interpersonal communication and just communication in general. So for those who have not taken such classes, there are both verbal and nonverbal communication, which I feel it's important to master both in order to effectively communicate. So, you know, your nonverbals, you have your eye contact, your body language, posture, yes. Like certain nonverbal communication cues, like let the person you're speaking to know if you're interested or if you're paying attention, how you're feeling during the conversation. So just very mindful. You have to be very mindful when you're speaking to somebody, and the best way to improve your communication skills is through practice, whether it's your nonverbals or your verbal communication skills as well. So when you're talking about your verbal communication skills, I think personally the big ones that you need to look out for is having open communication. So being able to express yourself. So whether it be your desires or your feelings. I said this to Luca and Alan before, like, we're not cavemen. Like, communication has evolved since back in the day, so we don't need to grunt or like make weird ass noises if like we're hungry or upset. Like, you know, like we have ways.
You're absolutely right, but I'm going to be completely frank here. All right. When I'm dead tired, like a dead tired, right? I mean, I know I'm not the only one out
No.
there, right? I grunt like a motherfucker.
But I mean, like, okay, but see, that's also a type of communication though, but that's not how you communicate like with people on like
No.
an everyday like
No,
type of thing, you know?
you're
Like you would
absolutely
never
right.
go to your boss, like, you know?
Be
It's
like,
just
excuse me?
We've
Yeah.
evolved is what I mean.
Yes,
so
we have. Yes,
there
we
are
have.
some things that's important to practice. So open communication is definitely one of those big things that I feel like some people maybe lack when they're, you know, maybe in the not business, but professional side of things, like with your job. So that's definitely the biggest one, I would say. But then there's also like, what's the word? Paraphrasing? Is that what we learned? Like paraphrasing or like reflecting. So when somebody is talking to you, to show that you're paying attention to them, you'll kind of like paraphrase what they said and clarify that that's what they were saying, so that you guys are both on the same page and there's no like, oh, I misinterpreted that, so then it could start an argument. You know, there's just a bunch of things that encompass proper communication, and it took me 4 years to learn all of it. So it's definitely something that needs to be practiced, but it is a definite 100% needed tool that has helped me so much in like my short work career thus far. So highly recommend.
What are some ways, I mean, especially I know now, given the pandemic and the restrictions of gathering or going to or attending certain events, workshops, you know, what have you. But what are some really just simple, basic, but yet effective, you know, ways that people can, you know, engage right now to help out their communication skills?
Honestly, I think just when you're speaking to your friends, I find like that is the perfect opportunity to practice or to implement different communication styles or techniques, like reflecting and paraphrasing, or, you know, practicing open communication, because it's somebody that you're comfortable with. So you automatically feel more comfortable like opening up to that person or just comfortably speaking to them. So practicing those techniques is something that could be done over the phone or by Zoom. Like it's not necessarily something that has to be done in person. Well, I mean, it's always better to talk in person, because then that way you also could see the nonverbals. But
Very
if
true.
you're strictly just talking about verbal communication, you could do it virtually anytime, anywhere. So I feel like practicing those things on people you're comfortable with will help you just with your techniques. So then that way you could like ask those people for feedback. Like, did you feel like I was, you know, actively listening to what you were saying and that I was engaged in the conversation? Or like, what can I do to make you feel like I'm hearing you and I'm listening to what you're saying? Because you could ask your friends or family that, but you're not going to ask like your employer at an interview like, oh, sorry, like did I articulate myself properly? Because then you're kind of just like like you're not shooting yourself in the foot, but they're going to be like, why are you asking me that? Like, you know.
Very true. No, I like what you had to say there. And I think what really goes back into everything that we've been discussing thus far is having a little bit of that feedback coming back to you, right? In terms of, regardless if it's within your own at home life, it's at work, your interpersonal relationships, what have you. And a great example is our good friend that we just had on, you know, Randy Sweetberg, right? Shout out to Randy.
Shout out Randy.
Yeah.
And his wife as well, Judy. You know, she's a fan. You know, that's so awesome. But no, to sum it up, he sent out a lovely email to us the other day regarding the very positive experience that he had on with us, you know, while we recorded. And ultimately, he was giving such great, solid feedback regarding what we've been doing thus far, you know, what we continue to do, you know, and, you know, what that means for him, what that means for us being associates of our department, Applied Human Sciences, right? And the greater message that we take away from that, you know, moving forward. So that's good, because we have worked on so many skills here, you know, regarding communication, technical skills, and it's always a process that is constantly being refined, you know, and it's only like we're still doing that. We're not even 1 year into this, you know, getting there eventually, you know, but soon. Yeah, sort of getting there. But the point is, it's always nice to have that from people, knowing that, hey, in other words, good job on skills X, Y, and Z. This is looking good, you know, and maybe continue to do this. Anyway, so, you know, the point of what I'm saying here is, hopefully you can talk to someone close to you, you know, family member, a friend, coworker, that can help you with that feedback regarding particular skills that you're working on. If not, you know, you have other options too. You know, maybe invest in some type of course, maybe a workshop where there are instructors, facilitators that can help guide you, help supervise, you know, the work that you're doing in the given moment. But there are a lot of opportunities out there. And worst case scenario, if you don't want to spend anything or you don't have someone that can help you out, depending on the skill, of course, record yourself. You know, you could do this in a variety of ways, you know, maybe if you want to get better at push-ups, you know, or chin-ups, what have you, right? Watch a video on YouTube, right? You know, see how it's properly done. Try it out yourself. Take a video of yourself, you know, I mean, just 10, 15 seconds, and you can evaluate from there. you know. So there are many means, you know, for going about just checking in and seeing how you're doing regarding such skills in terms of measurement. So keep that in mind. You know, very important to measure yourself as you're moving along, right? And yeah, that's what I have to say to that.
And I also think a big thing or a big theme within all this is sort of like just, I guess, being patient with it and sort of, you know, like Alex said, it took like 4 years for us to learn, you know, these like different communication skills and stuff. So, and with a lot of these different life skills, a lot of these things take time. You sort of have to just go with the process and take your time. And Alan sort of spoke about this a little bit before the episode started about taking baby steps.
Yeah.
And all these different life skills sort of take, you know, like baby steps, like cooking, you know, for example. You know, you're not going to be a great chef right off the bat. You know, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to burn things. It's going to be a disaster for the most part, you know, but you have to start somewhere. And, you know, one thing, like when I started, you know, getting into a little more cooking and stuff earlier in this year, you know, recipes are so blessed, you know, in the internet, and like getting to learn all these, you know, these different tips and techniques of how to cook and stuff really helped out. And like now, you know, I sort of got to a point where it's like a lot of the stuff I make is sort of like freestyle, you know, because you sort of learn a lot of what works and what goes good with different recipes and stuff, and you're able to sort of like measure out without even having a recipe no more, you know. And everything sort of takes like time and practice. And same thing with like all the skills we talked about today, you know, especially like things like body language is like, what is it, like 70% of our communication is body language, and through body language you can read so much about a person, but it also takes a lot of, you know, self-reflection and a lot of self-awareness on your own personal being of how you are being perceived by others or how you're presenting yourself to others, you know. And I think we spoke about a little bit about self-awareness earlier in our podcast episodes and stuff, and just the importance of that. And I think it falls back into a lot of these different themes, being self-aware of your skill level of a lot of these things. And you know, I sort of spoke about at the start of this episode about how you need to take the time to, you know, think through things and plan out your meal preps and do that. And that's sort of the same thing with being self-aware in the sense. You have to sort of take time to think about yourself and reflect on who you are and what skills you need to work on to keep on going forward and improving yourself day to day, you know. So
yeah,
you know, that's just, I guess, my little bit on that, and just the importance of just being patient and trusting your process, because you know, even looking at myself, like finance right now, I don't know much about finances, and I'm sort of getting into now as I'm finally like working full time and stuff, as like, how do I save, what's the best way to invest, like all that. And these are like little things I need to learn, and I'm terrible at it right now, but it also is going to take a time, and it's sort of a process till I get to that point too, you know. So yeah, so that's just my little piece on that.
Thanks for that, man. Appreciate your honesty there. You know? Now, can you be honest and just tell us that all your money's going to your McFlurries?
Oh my god.
It's actually my chicken nuggets, Alan.
Oh,
Yes,
you switched it
come
up,
on.
eh? Yeah.
Yo, McD's chicken nuggets, top tier.
Top tier.
No,
Oh, boy.
Luca, Wendy's chicken nuggets, top tier, the toppest of the tiers.
Wendy's?
Drop it down
Trust.
below in the comments. Which
No,
which one's top tier.
trust. Okay, Luca, go to Wendy's. Okay, do yourself a favor, get ranch and barbecue dipping sauce.
Ooh, that sounds kind of good.
I
And
dip my pizza in.
well,
Do you?
there you go. Well, listen, you could dip basically anything in barbecue and ranch sauce. Let's be real. So,
That's true. That's true.
but trust
That is
me,
true. Yeah.
trust me, culinary expert over here.
Oh, goddamn.
Years of experience.
Yes.
You know, what's nice about that life skill right there? It doesn't take much to go to the drive-through and just like order, you know, right? So,
Exactly.
baby steps.
Exactly.
As long as you're budgeting it in to your 30% that
Hey,
you're allocated to it.
touche. Well played. Oh, that's a good one. I think, you know, just before we get to wrapping it up, what is one skill that you guys have been working on or like to be working on more of, or would like to be just completely introduced to, you know, in the near future?
Well, like, I know I spoke about like communication just now, but I feel like it's something that can always be improved, and now especially that my like interactions and communications with the people around me have differed a little bit, considering that now I work with kids and or adolescents I should say, but the content in which we're discussing requires me to have like a certain level of like ability to communicate. So whether
Right.
that's just practicing my active listening to them, or trying to, you know, convey some type of guidance or advice, like it's more difficult or complex, I guess, to have that type of communication knowledge as to how to properly and effectively communicate
Yeah, for
what
sure.
you want to say to these kids who most of the time are like in vulnerable or compromising situations. Like you can't just speak to them like you would to a buddy, being like, oh, like you'll get over it, you know, like you can't say that to kids. So that's definitely something that I've been practicing a lot, and I'm really thankful that I have people around me like at my job that I could rely on for those tips. So that's what I've been doing recently.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Luca, how about you, big boy?
I feel like everything, honestly. I think my whole thing, I guess, since after graduating high school, it's always been trying to better myself in all aspects of life. And I think obviously things change as you get older. There's different responsibilities and different life skills that become more important, I guess, to your day-to-day life and stuff. So I think just trying to work on everything and just slowly, I guess, getting better at these little life skills. Like I said, financing was one thing I really want to get better at. And then you know, because that's like sort of like building my future right now. And after that,
Yeah.
and I guess like stuff like cooking, and you know, that's something I want to get better at. And communication skills is always something we're gonna be forever, you know, working on. And I think,
Absolutely. Yeah.
you know, so I don't know. I feel like my whole model, my whole mindset has always been I have to get better. You know, which is a blessing and a curse. You know, it's always great because it always pushes me to better myself, but it also sort of that self-awareness of being able to realize your flaws is also, you know, I guess it's a blessing also, because you're always so self-aware of what you need to work on and
Yeah.
get
very
to work
true.
on that. So I don't know, just everything right now.
No, that's good. Again, you know, the big theme, you know, that I think we can, that encompasses everything we discuss is communication, right?
Yeah.
And one thing for me, you know, it's a constant work in progress. I don't think you'll ever become a grand wizard of it, you know, but I mean, of course, over time and experience, it's just how one handles themselves in conflict, you know. I'd like to think, I do believe, you know, myself compared to 4 years ago, yeah, a lot better. But I think of the next 4 years, and I think of where I like to be then, right? And I have visions, you know, of what that looks like in certain ways. And perhaps we could discuss this in another episode regarding conflict management and different conflict styles and different scenarios. Hey, could be good.
That'd be great.
Could be good. You
Yeah.
know, wonder who we get for that. I have a few ideas. We'll talk about it. But long story short, that's definitely something that is always on my mind. You know, I think it's also just used that I live with life with I don't mean this with in a negative sense or whatnot, but life to me, it can be very chaotic in the sense where there's always a fire somewhere to my left or to my right, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm used to that type of environment, you know. And if that's going to be the case, I mean, of course I want to put these fires out for there to be tranquility, but you know, I need to learn how to handle myself more, you know, and help assist others, you know, to get that to that occasion as well. And you know, it's not always just me here. But for something fun, to be honest with you, you know, I love, you know, I want to work on another language, you know. I mean, Spanish technically to me should, in a sense, you know, kind of be my mother tongue here. It's not, you know. My mom tried when she was younger, you know. She has Latin roots, you know. Default, so do I. She tried when I was younger, but my brother and I, my younger brother, we were just so damn stubborn, you know. Just like, no, you know, like, I mean, every time she spoke to us in Spanish, it was just like, you're speaking like an alien right now. We don't understand you, you know. I really wish, you know, it had been the other way around, where it would have been Spanish, English, French, you know, instead of it's been the opposite. It's been English, French, Spanish, right? So remember, it's just, I mean, communication super important, but do something fun for yourself. So for me, it's, you know, continuing to work on a third language. How? Right? Well, very simply, you know, I mean, shout out to Nila Popovic. She recommended it. I'm going to download it again. Duolingo. I used to do that for a bit, you know. Goddamn. Oh, you have 2 recording minutes. Okay. All right. Well, Luca, you think you could wrap it up?
Go, Luca, go. Speed, close up.
All right, everyone. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Turn on post notifications. If you're on our platform, hit that follow buttons. We have some great episodes coming up that I am really excited to have release really soon. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for listening. Peace out,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait, Luca. You forgot the tagline.
Oh, go.
Shit. Well,
We are ALFA Relations, driving change forward.
oh, that
my
was
God.
wonderful.